Hello everybody, my name is Benji, welcome back to Satisfactory. Cry of Fear and Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, both died! Yay! They wouldn't work properly, and I couldn't figure out how to get my controller working and everything else. So we're hopping back into Satisfactory today to work on heavy modular frames, and this is probably going to be the only thing that I can do. I did a little bit of work off camera with the train lines, so we have the home train line, which is this one, out here, and we have the other train line right there that is going to bring the heavy modular frames back to the factory. We've got our personal train loaded up, the homeward caboose, with a whole slew of stuff, and this other train because I was using it to get around the map a little more efficiently. And I looked up a tutorial on how to do a little neat train junction, this little roundabout little thingy here. And I think at some point in my off-camera time, I am going to go through all of our current factories and turn every single one of those little Y junctions into this roundabout junction. That way the train can actually go around the circle if it misses its stop, instead of having to go the entire way to the next station. Because whenever you're dealing with going to the next station out here, the next station is Orange Heaven, and that's a really far distance if you want to turn around and go back home. Same thing here. If you miss this, the next station's going to be all the way up here, and that's just a wee little bit inconvenient. So we are going to be making a total of, let me go check the sheet, it says 9.84375 heavy modular frames per minute. We're basically calling that 10. We're calling that 10 because I'm also rounding up a whole bunch of numbers with the actual production. So it'll probably round out to 10 anyway, in terms of machines and stuff. We're using the alternate recipe, heavy modular frame. This one, we're using this recipe. I'm pretty sure it's called heavy encased frame or something in the MAM. Speaking of the MAM, ever since we unlocked advanced alumina production and a whole slew of other things, we need to start researching hard drives out the wazoo. So we are going to be doing hard drives in the MAM, looking for some spicy alternate recipes revolving around tier 8. So that is a lot of fun. The first step is going to be ripping all of this out, trashing the ingots and screws and the ore, and moving on to actually making the legitimate factory. So I will let you guys know what's going on with that when we get there. Hey, look at that, a MAM recipe. Perfect timing! We finally got everything ripped out. I cannot believe that we finally got everything ripped out. It's been like literally a half hour. Smile. Yeah, this has been fun. It hasn't been fun. I have not been having a good time. My control key is stupid, and it won't work half the time I try to make it work. Classic battery alternate, not great. Heat exchanger, I think we used that somewhere, so we're gonna grab that and start another hard drive. We're currently getting hard drives for the hope of getting the heat fused frame alternate recipe. That's the main thing that I would like. There's also a couple of other alternate recipes I would like to get if I can. We're going to need a bunch of alternate recipes for the nuclear and plutonium stuff, but we're not worrying about that tonight. Tonight we need to get this factory set up. So I have got myself a Google document up on my left, and we're going to follow it to a T. Basically, we're going to have smelters over here. We're going to have a main bus of items on the far end there, and a main bus of actual important items to go to heavy modular frames on this side here. The first floor is going to be a bunch of stuff for refining and everything, and then the second floor is going to be a bunch of stuff for automation. That's weird, my hands disappeared. And then this side is going to have our personal train station, this guy, and that side over there is going to have the train station that actually takes things back to the base. So we're gonna get started with the platform and do a whole bunch of stuff. So we have the concrete, iron, and steel portions of everything set up, which is honestly the hardest bit and the most spaghettified bit, if I had to take a wild guess. So this little bit right here, is it this little bit? No, that goes to modular frames. Those three, 1, 2, 3, go to steel pipes for the actual end goal. And then the other 6 down there at the end that you can't see because they're out of render distance. And I don't think this is going to fix the problem. It didn't. Those 6 are for the encased industrial beams. We also have a belt of concrete, and we're going to have another belt scooting along this way. Somewhere. We'll have it scooting along this way. That goes straight to the encased beams, and the other, modular frames. And then the encased beams are that other line of copper that you can see in the distance on my cursor. So the next thing that we're going to be setting up, now that we have the concrete and the 240 steel, first of all, I guess we need to add all of this onto the bus down at the other side. And then we're going to be doing the encased industrial beams first, and then the steel pipes next. So encased beams are going to go in these 2 rows, and then steel beams in this next one. And then probably the heavy modular frame manufacturers will be here somewhere. And we'll figure out how we're going to do modular frames and everything else. But we also have a MAM unlock, so we're going to see what that's all about. And it's garbage. Which means we probably have all of the good recipes that we're going to be getting until we get the new unlocks soon.tm. The only unlocks that we'll actually be able to do from this point forward require supercomputers. So supercomputers is going to be the project that we're doing after batteries, which is after this. Anyway, that's all I have for you for this little update. I will see you in the next update. So we've done the bottom floor at this point. We actually managed to fit modular frames in as well, which is kind of crazy to me. The only thing that we need to do up here on the last floor, glorious spaghetti by the way. Oh, I need to connect those belts. Good thing I just saw that. The only thing that we need to do up here on this little itty-bitty top platform is some steel pipes that are going to go straight into the manufacturers, and then the actual manufacturers themselves, which we've got 3 elevators over here for encased beams, concrete, and modular frames. So we're going to go on ahead, get this all finished, and then start working on the actual inputs. I need to do some balancing stuff up there, and some balancing stuff with the iron, and some balancing stuff with the concrete. Limestone. Limestone makes concrete. And then eventually we'll end up putting a roof over this thing, and it'll be probably an open front. We'll have some sort of a design. I'll probably figure out that part off stream like I usually do. So we'll go on ahead and boop you back in whenever we've got the modular frames and heavy modular frames all finished. So the top floor is literally this. This is all the top floor is. I'm going to try to spice it up a bit, maybe get rid of some stuff that's not super necessary, make it look like it's held up somehow. I have no idea what I'm going to do. But right now, I'm not really focused on the aesthetic portion of things. Right now, I'm focused on the efficiency portion of things. The only thing that we need to do from here is go and actually rebalance the coal from way up top there. I'm not happy about doing that. We need to rebalance the iron, and then we need to rebalance some of the limestone and get it running into the refineries. And we need to get some water for the refineries as well. After that, all we need to do is actually run power to all the machines, which I think I'm probably going to do first, because that's going to let me use the hover pack around here finally. And then we'll be able to turn the system on and call it a night. Oh, hey guys, Future Benji's gonna take you in here. So we just connected the last belt up to the factory here. I'm just writing down a timestamp right now for Future Benji's purposes. But currently, we have 2 lines of 240, 1 line of 120, I believe is what it's supposed to be to get me the 660. $180, sorry. Yeah, plus 180. So I need to go make sure that this miner over here is working as it should be. Which it should be working properly. And then the factory is turned on and already working. So this is actually a bit much. There we go. That'll be better. Ah! Hey, we forgot to connect a limestone belt, so Future Benji is going to take you guys out and meet you back at the factory. So we have steel moving and grooving. We've got our lovely steel pipes already, somehow. We've got some steel pipes here as well. Do we have anything else yet? I mean, we've got concrete, and it looks like encased beams are starting to move and groove at least a little itty-bitty bit. How about iron? Do we have iron in the iron department yet? A little bit. Everything that we have here is based on the overflow system, so it's going to take a while for things to fully and entirely get to the way that they need to be. This belt right here is going to fill up faster than this one is, just because of the fact that this one is the last refinery, first of all. And also because of the fact that it's splitting a little weird, but that's okay. This is also okay now, so that's good. Looks like things are moving and grooving as they are supposed to be, at least a little bit. And we've got some iron plates by the looks of things, some screws being made by the looks of things as well. Like I said though, it is going to take a minute. Yeah, to get all of the reinforced iron plates and stuff. Looks like we've got encased beams moving and grooving. Any heavy mod frames yet? No, not yet. So I guess I can take the time while we're sitting here and waiting to, first of all, get rid of this tree. Because it is in our way. And second of all, to go on ahead and decorate this in our classic train architecture style. Just like that. And then we can put ourselves a train down there with a freight car. Hop in. Stream's going to come up with a name, but while we're waiting on them to do that, we're going to add 2 of these. One of which is going to go to heavy modular frames. The other one is going to be heavier than feathers, which is what we've named to this factory. If you don't get that reference, there's a joke out there that's like, what's heavier, a ton of steel or a ton of feathers? And the guy goes, a ton of steel, because steel is heavier than feathers. This entire factory is based around steel, so calling it heavier than feathers makes sense in that joke context. There you go, now we have a joke, smile. There goes some reinforced plates, which should mean we should see... Pretty sure it's a 1-to-1? No, it's a 2-to-1. Well, in any case, we should, there it goes, we should see some modular frames start moving and grooving. It takes 60 seconds to make those. Oh, hey, look! Modular frames moving and grooving. No such thing as heavy modular frames yet. Oh, and it's going to take a while. Future Benji's going to bring you guys back in when there's modular frames in here. Hey! Look at that! We have modular frames. So our first fully automated, permanently automated heavy modular frames are almost done. Because we had them automated the first time, but we did not have them automated the way that we wanted them to be automated. We had them automated with a temporary setup that we had to tear down. We also have to tear down all of that over there, but That's a mess I do not want to deal with today. Woohoo. Oh, wasn't the MAM done too, by the way, guys? Pretty sure the MAM was done. Your hard drive has been returned to you. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know it did that. Ooh, there we go, 100%. Woohoo! Our first fully automated modular frames. Now what we can do is run over here, grab the train that we already programmed. Did you guys think of a name yet? I don't think chat thought of a name yet. Well, we will send it on its way. And you'll find out the name next time, Smile. Cold Steel! Okay, I lied. So we've been having this huge conversation today involving Sonic OCs. One of the OCs is named Cold Steel, and it spawned this whole thing. So there we go. Goodbye, Mr. Cold Steel. Perfect. That is a perfect name. Godspeed, Mr. Cold Steel. Have fun traveling along the Gold Coast. Say hi to the code exploiter while you're over there. Bayanara, good friend. You guys are fucking geniuses. Okay, now that the autosave is finished, we're about to unlock nuclear power. Because even though you can buy, let me show you because it's stupid. You can buy, let's see here, heavy modular frame, turbo motors. You can buy turbo motors, but you can't buy supercomputers. You can't buy them. I haven't even unlocked turbo motors yet. They're still locked behind this thing. I haven't even unlocked them yet. But you can't buy supercomputers. Anyway, nuclear power. Ada, what do you have for us?
Uranium scanning unlocked. With the provided buildings and parts, you can now set up nuclear power generation, which balances an increase of fuel production complexity with improved power output. A new project part enables progress to the next phase.
Complexity?
Note, this method of power generation creates nuclear waste.
Complexity? Question mark? Complexity? Ada, I don't think you know the half of it. Also, let me connect into the power grid here so that you can see how meaty of a boy this is. Look at that. Look how big that is. Look how big that is compared to the awesome sink. And the hub. And our storage system. It's as tall as our storage system when it's not on the same starting level as our storage system. This thing is ginormous. And we're going to be building... Let me check my numbers here. 100 of them. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be doing 100 nuclear power plants. 50 for uranium fuel rods, making uranium waste, and then taking that uranium waste and turning it into plutonium using particle enrichment. We will get an extra 50 reactors out of it. An extra 50. And how are we going to do plutonium refinement, you might ask? Well, particle enrichment. That is the next big goal that we have. The particle accelerator with the loops, the loop-de-loop-de-loops, and non-fissile uranium, plutonium pellets, encased plutonium cells, plutonium fuel rods, nitric acid. Oh, there is so much spice to be had. There is so much spice to be had. Allow me to retrieve my Google Sheet. The nuclear spice. This is the one that we want. It's a little more organized. Looks a little better. Here it is. Every single cell that you see here can be edited from this one right up here. So if we want to cut that in half, we can cut that in half, and it cuts everything else in half as well. But I have the system ready to go and balanced for 250 gigawatts. 125,000 megawatts are coming from nuclear. 125,000 are coming from plutonium. Nuclear fuel rods, we've got 10 of the bad boys. Plutonium fuel rods, we've got 5 of the bad boys. Waste per minute at the end of the day, 50. 63 large storage containers for 500 in-game hours for this system to run. And oh boy, it uses every single item in the game. The only thing that it doesn't actually use, surprisingly, oh well, actually no, I think it uses everything. No, it uses everything. Yep, it uses every single thing in the game. Uranium, bauxite, quartz, sulfur, deuterium, limestone, coal, copper, iron, nitrogen gas. It uses everything. Every single item in the game. We are going to be making this. Let me go and get the interactive map. We are going to be making this wonderful factory as soon as it loads. In the swamp. The swamp has everything we need. And in addition to all of that wonderful spice, I have, let's see here, 3 pages of instructions for future Benji on how to do this. And also, you know, something that I thought was kind of funny here. The amount of machines that we need 69 manufacturers. 69! That's pretty funny. We need 10 particle accelerators. We need 15 blenders, and a whole bunch of other stuff. 250 100% water extractors, or 100 250% water extractors. It's going to be a fun project. And in addition to that, we also have the nuclear pasta. The nuclear pasta has its own separate sheet. It's currently 12:40, so it's late. And it has its own sheet. We're going to be making 10 of them per minute. Lots of spice. Lots of manufacturers. Haven't done the numbers on this one yet. But nitric acid, fused modular frames, you know, it's pretty spicy. And 4,800 copper is all of the copper in this entire biome. It's all of this to one item. Smile. We're going to harvest this entire desert for the entire purpose of nuclear pasta. And these are just the rough instructions. I haven't done the full instructions yet. So yeah, we have a lot ahead of us. An absolute ton ahead of us. And it all starts with nuclear. So, let's start getting those alternate recipes that we need. Absolutely lovely. That is going to wrap up the video, however. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, because I fucking love this game. This game is my favorite thing in the whole world. I have poured so much time into this game. It's actually crazy. What did we hit? We hit 100 and almost 17 hours in the save today. So we are getting very, very close to beating out the previous longest save, which is 133 hours. But at the end of the day, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful one. See you later.